welcome on the program. This is Aspheric TV and this is the morning newspaper briefing. My name is Dabur Gifts. This is the program where we bring you front pages of Nigerian dailies and we get to discuss later in the course of the program some of the issues that were raised in these newspapers. We'll start off with the Punch newspaper. It says here, insecurity may hamper elections in Northwest, Southeast, INEC. Mahmood worries over security of commission officials, election materials, voters' safety. BVAS dispatched to 23 states. INEC rules out identity theft, multiple registrations. APC kicks as PDP, others allege plot to dump e-transmission of results. Ariwola inaugurated as CJN, 6 judiciary's independence. Atiku campaigns in Kaduna, Wike holds UK meeting. ASU divided over strike suspension, holds NEC meeting. APC approves Tinubu's manifesto, justifies campaign delay. The Nation newspaper says here, Tinubu presents manifesto to APC NWC governors. PDP crisis, Atiku drafts Mark Ibori Odili to beg Wike. CJN to politicians, don't put pressure on judiciary. Students work visas restriction on Nigerians, likely, UK warns. Obajana Kogi challenges Dangote to prove ownership. Court dismisses 3 suits against Abiodun. 95 million Nigerians to elect president next year, says INEC. The Daily Trust newspaper has it that 4 months to election, plots to remove INEC chair, stop BVAS raise dust. Governors, lawmakers, others fingered. Use of BVAS irreversible, INEC. CSO's fault moves. Lawsuits put Yakubu commission on the spot. 2023 budget, senators fault rising recurrent expenditure. This day newspaper, it says here again, Tinubu APC governors NWC meeting ends in stalemate. Nigeria seeks debt restructuring from IMF, World Bank. The Guardian newspaper says INEC worries over insecurity as crisis stall APC, PDP, LP campaigns. World Sight Day, why over 4.25 million adult Nigerians are blind by ophthalmologists. Stop pressurizing judiciary, newly sworn CJN, Ariwola tells politicians. CUPP alleges plot to undermine 2023 elections, vows opposition. FG's directive on border closure still in force, says Customs. Insecurity is hypocrisy to criticize Jonathan. Keep silent on Buhari government, says Yakasai. The Leadership newspaper says, at ICANN conference, presidential candidates fault open grazing, endorse state police. AGF approves prosecution of ex-aviation minister Stella Odua. World Athlete of the Year Award nomination excites Amusan. 146 petrol trucks arrive in Abuja as Lokoja flood recedes. The Nigerian Tribune says, amid fresh CUPP alarm, INEC says BVAS has come to stay. 95 million voters registered to elect next president, INEC chairman. Tinubu Governors Campaign Council, NWC meets. Push campaign kickoff dates to Buhari. Adamu not in attendance. Obi Dati absent as LP unveils 1,234-man presidential campaign council. PDP to Tinubu, you are dazed by Atiku's popularity. Court dismisses 3 cases filed against Ogun government, APC. Malami Oke's Stella Odua's arraignment over alleged 7.9 billion naira fraud. Delta, Supreme Court to decide Edebie Odebie's fate, October 21st. FEC okays MTN takeover of 202.8 billion naira Enugu to Onitsha road construction. Those are the headlines we have. We'll go on a short break. When I return, I'll have my guest and we'll be discussing some of these headlines. Please stay with us. Welcome back. I have my guest with me, Mr. Mustafa Abdul Malik. Good morning, sir. Welcome on the program.
Good morning, Gift.
Let's talk about the major headline of the Punch newspaper. It says insecurity may hamper elections in Northwest, Southeast, INEC. Apparently, the chairman of INEC is worried concerning the insecurity situation in these areas, the Northwest and the Southeast, about the safety of voters, those who will be conducting those elections in those places, election materials. What are your thoughts on this?
Well, it's good that the INEC chairman is crying out early so that the nation's top security agencies, they should be able to put their house in together. Else, just like he said, there will be a threat from the bad guys in the Northwest and as well as Southeast. We have already seen it happening. Already we see incidences of kidnapping here and there in the Northwest, and then in the Southeast we are seeing killing of soldiers, killing of policemen, and abduction of INEC official and burning of INEC secretariat. Well, it's really sad that at a time like this, in the 21st century, we are dealing with a serious security problem to the extent that it will threaten a crucial election like presidential election and the general election itself. Good as the INEC chairman is crying out, I believe that all the security chiefs, the service chiefs, they are listening. And before the election, which is coming up by February next year, I believe that something will be done. But I don't really think that it's just more or less like more of a security issue whereby it should be treated by militarily or any other thing. Take for instance like the issue in the Southeast. The Southeast situation is not like what is happening in the Northwest. But since we have not been able to manage the situation well, it now degenerates to this level whereby it takes the dimension of terrorism. It's not yet too late. For instance, IPOP, that is the Indigenous People of Biafra, they have been saying it repeatedly that look, the only way that they can have peace in Southeast is the release of the leader of IPOP. Whether government will listen to them, we don't know. Although President Buhari himself, several times he has been approached and he said, look, that is more or less like a legal problem and it will be treated legally. Well, I don't think treating it legally, it will yield any positive result. Time to look at political solution to the problem in Southeast is now. We can't just allow it to say, okay, it will affect the coming election. Don't forget that, look, that this is a region whereby they have already been crying out that they have been marginalized. And they are looking towards the coming election to perform their civic responsibility. They shouldn't give any reason. There shouldn't be any reason to say, okay, this is the reason whereby the people will not cast their vote. That is the way I see it. Government should intervene now. We still have 4 or 5 months to the election, so government should intervene now and do what is needful.
Still on the INEC chairman, there are alleged plots to remove him from his position. What are your thoughts on this?
Well, it's just it's not a new thing. If you recall, in 2019, it's the same push. if you see again during the time of Jega, inching towards election, it's also happened. All these accusations will always arise, but it shouldn't be something that INEC will be affected. INEC chairman shouldn't be affected by the threat from removal here and there. He should just be courageous and should be firm in his duty. It's not only Nigeria alone, it's the entire world that they look towards the direction of INEC to provide that platform, to provide that leadership of having a free and fair election in 2023. It shouldn't be something that threat shouldn't allow him to sway away from performing his duty. He should do his duty. Whether we like it or not, that kind of threat will always arise, either coming from the ruling party, the oppositions. It's always there.
Moving on to politics, the Tinubu has, should I say, unveiled his campaign council, so also the Labour Party. But something interesting, the Labour Party candidates, the presidential candidates and his vice were absent at the unveiling of the presidential campaign council. And then this has brought about some talks here and there. What are your thoughts on this?
I don't think it's nothing. There's nothing to worry about, because if you look at it very well, let's be sincere to ourselves. If you look at Labour Party per se, Labour Party is like operating on its own prior to the entrance of Peter Obi into their fold. And then you have Peter Obi, who is more like a brand on its own. So between the Labour Party and Peter Obi, who is benefiting from who? If you look at it very well, to me, if you left for me, I would say it's the Labour Party that is benefiting from Peter Obi. And then though the people that owns the Labour Party, the members of the Labour Party prior to the coming of Peter Obi, certainly they won't be happy if they are not being carried along. And then, based on the accusation that we are hearing here and there, is that part of the campaign council, it was not properly constituted, meaning the Labour Party members, that is, the members that were part of the party before the coming of Peter Obi, were not being consulted before the council was unveiled. Well, whether we like it or not, Labour Party, the older members of the party, they shouldn't be selfish. They stand to benefit from Peter Obi being in their fold. Peradventure, Peter Obi win in 2023. Who will benefit? It's them that will benefit. So whatever thing they see, they should be able to stomach it for now and allow the party to flourish. If the party flourish and eventually they clinch power, in fact they'll benefit more. So they are not like PDP or APC that has already been solidified on the ground. So whatever thing they see, they should just take it like that. Well, the other aspect whereby the presidential candidate and his running mate were not there, to me, they don't need to be there, because the campaign council can still perform without them being around, physically present. For instance, yesterday, the Labour Party presidential candidate himself, he was at a crucial gathering at a forum, at the INEC forum, at ICANN's forum. So it's not a must for him to be at the unveiling of the campaign council.
Moving on to the PDP is said to have adjusted its campaign timetable to restart on Monday, and then the crisis in the PDP seems to be unending. Do you see this, the same crisis with involving the Rivers State Governor Wike, as part of the reasons for this shift in them kickstarting their campaigns? And also, Atiku has mobilized some top members of the party to still woo Governor Wike. What are your thoughts?
Certainly, everything is not well with PDP, because we are talking about 5 governors staying away from, turning away from the presidential candidates. All is not well. So, and Atiku is not relenting in his effort to roll back Nyesom Wike into their fold. Well, all is not well. So, and if PDP should make that mistake to say, okay, they are going into the 2023 election without key members of their party members, I think it's like suicidal. It's like embarking on a suicidal move. All is not well within the party. tomorrow the Governor Yosewike said he's going to have a media chat with the internet, a world media chat. We are going to hear from him what he has to say again relating to what is happening within the PDP. And the other part, which you say the presidential candidate himself has warned some other persons to intervene in the lingering crisis. Well, it's good as Atiku has warned the like of Peter Obi, Ibori, and one other person again. Well, whether the Nation Weekend will listen to them, we don't know. But me, if you ask me, I would say, look, I don't see any good thing coming out from that intervention, because if you look at it very well, Nyeserike is purely out as a spoiler, because it didn't start from the election itself, the primary election itself. It started from the process leading to the PDP primary election. It means that, look, all attempt to persuade Atiku to say, okay, let's stick to the zoning arrangement within the party, it failed. Eventually, the primary election was held and Atiku won. So, well, if you look at it very well, Atiku on his own party was just like looking at, look, APC has failed. Since APC has failed, we shouldn't take any chances to say, okay, we'll narrow it down to a particular zone to say, okay, it's only this zone that will produce the presidential candidate. Eventually, they now leave it open and he won. And since he won, it's all head has gone loose. And then Nyeserike has refused to embrace any peace attempt to bring peace. Although it tried to say, okay, the only way we can have peace is to remove Yochayu. And then if you look at it very well, removing the party chairman at a time few months to the election, it's not done that way. And then who even know whether if they remove the party chairman and eventually they have his own man as a party chairman, it's like the party presidential candidate floating. It's like you now give your neck to your enemy to now do whatever thing or he like with it. Well, let's just watch and see how the well-meaning party chieftains, what they are going to intervene, if they intervene, what will happen. Let's see how it will unfold. At least we have the like of David Mark, Ibori, and Peter Odili. Peter Odili per se is more like a political godfather to Governor Nyeserike. Whether Nyeserike will listen to him, we don't know. But let's watch and see.
Let's watch and see. Thanks for joining me on the program, Mr. Mustafa. My name is Double Gift. Thanks for joining us. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Aspheric TV on YouTube. Also follow us on all of our social media platforms. On Instagram and Twitter, we are Aspheric News, and on Facebook, we are official Aspheric News. You can also visit our website, www.asphericnews.com. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Thank you.